So I think we're at the end of it. There's the 003. I've rebuilt it. It's all together. And this is about what we're getting for amplitude. The output's just ever so slightly shaky. Nothing super deadly. I mean, obviously I'm getting fine amplitude out of it. But I did notice that the clearance between the coils of the spring, it's supposed to be absolutely even. This one is actually down a little further than it, up a little further than it should be, and it's pushing this outer part in, so the hairspring is, it's like barely there, but it's giving me a little bit of shimmy. But no, you know, I'm just being a nitpicker. Because my SRP 775 did this exact thing. Okay, let's go out and talk. Well, at long last, I've finally gotten around to making my last video for the GMTs. So we have the SSK003 and the SSK005. You'll note this one doesn't have a bracelet on it. I took its stock bracelet off, and I think I accidentally put it in with all the other Jubilee bracelets. But that's okay, because I want to put it on an original Z199. I'll do that here in a sec, because I have to talk about something else. Overall, I'm very happy with the, darn it, I'm very happy with the quality. I'm happy with the production of it. I'm happy about the options they chose. I'm delighted about how the GMT hand is done with that 5619 GMT base.
So, oh, hi everybody, I'm here. So what did these have, since you like them versus other newer ones? What internally was there that you saw in this that you didn't see in whatever other newer one? Because you were just mentioning grease or something at me.
There's been problems in the past where Seiko's automatic lubrication system, because everything is built by robots, where they've had problems. And so these both had, when I sorted these out, these both had slightly lower than normal amplitude. Over the first week, this amplitude and these numbers got worse, and these numbers and amplitude got better. So this watch then, I tore completely apart. The design of the movement is fine. Seiko's QC and all that stuff, it's fine. They know what they're doing. Where they have issues, it's usually like QC stuff going out. And also, of course, for whatever reason, Seiko does not adjust out the last of the beat error.
Why?
I don't know why. All their new watches, even the super high-end ones, they're all going to have some beat error. I don't know why, but it's been happening for years and years and years and years and years. Unfortunately, when the A-type movements, because these are all C-type balances, when the A-type balances were still being used because they were still being made, I didn't have a time grapher. But I will say that all the 7000 series I've rebuilt were also excellent, and after service they did fine. These, they've both been accurate, they glow like crazy.
So which one now at the other end of it? Who do you prefer?
I do prefer the orange. The reason I prefer the orange is because the contrast between the orange and the black, it makes the dial look smaller. It looks more like in balance in terms of the size of the elements. I like the blue. It looks, there's just something about it that looks a little too, I don't know. I like it. I like them both. I think they're both good looking watches. I prefer the orange one. I will say that.
Do you prefer every orange version of every?
No. I almost always only wear black.
No, I know, but I don't know. You always pick orange.
Well, orange is a great color, you know? Orange is a great color. I really enjoy it. As my long past friend Douglas Heinemann once said, orange is the most underrated color.
It is.
It is. And so I really like it. I really like it. Now, the one thing about these models that I wish they had done, and I understand what they didn't, but these look really close to being an SKX, but they are different in just about every way that there's no way to do what I was imagining, which is to get a good SKX case and just transfer everything over.
How is it different?
Chapter rings are bigger. The chapter rings are bigger. The crystals are still 31.5. I thought they were 32. They're not. They are, you just can't swap stuff around. There's no way to replace this crown. The crown tube is too small, too short. Otherwise, I could put a 6105 crown on here, and it would actually look pretty badass. I was considering you could get a later 6105 slot crown, and if you're really feeling funny, I mean, I could drop in and drop a locking pin in one of these modern cases, and you'd actually have a locking watch. I mean, you really would. And I think it actually would look more toolish if it had that kind of a crown, that 6105 crown with the slots on it. I just think they're a real purposeful design. But you can't do it because the crown tube is just plain, it's just too short. Because this only comes out one.
No, there's two.
Yeah, there is two. But that's as far out as it comes. I'd have to, the problem is it would work if it's all the way in, but the second you get it out just a little bit, it's barely hanging on. Because the seal is actually inside the crown tube, and those are external crowns, and it just doesn't work. I don't know, I really like it. I'm still totally impressed with the bitone. Another thing that's kind of funky about these, again, because they have they're not divers. So like this is an original Z199 bracelet, solid stainless steel. Seiko first introduced these for the 7548s, which is why that has an SQ dial on it. Now I can't just drop it on with the regular fat bars, which is what a diver normally has, because this non-diver doesn't have fat lug holes. It's got thin lug holes.
Time to get out the Dremel.
Nope. that is, I considered it though. That is why we use what I call fat skinnies. They're the 2mm fat bars, but with regular dress tips. They do make them. So it's nice. I happen to have some. And it's great, you know, if you've got a watch that has those big, you know, diver lug holes, you know, you don't necessarily, you can convert it one to the other. I'm going to get in there. Okay, so there it is. There are your fat skinnies. I'm doing it without tools. See if my thumbnail will continue.
Did it? Did you get it?
Oh, of course. Of course. I have the strongest. Whoops,
Oh, no.
Nope, I didn't.
You do not have the strongest thumbnails.
Oh, no, I do have the strongest thumbnails. I just didn't do the last part, which is to ensure that both. Gosh darn it, would you get in there? Man, maybe. Well, you know, sometimes it's tough, man. Sometimes it's tough. Sometimes it's tough. Especially if, you know, you're like, you know, one of two young people back in the day and nobody knows what's happening and you just can't figure out anything. And it's just like, you know.
And this is how they learned how to change a bracelet in a watch.
I guess so. I'm sorry. The problem that I'm not wearing magnifiers.
You have magnifiers.
Yeah,
on
but
your
I'm
head.
trying to film this. I'm trying to film this.
I know, but you're off the
I just had to get right on top of that. So I don't know. You're laughing at me. So there's the original bracelet, which, as I've said, I'm also very impressed with. They're solid stainless steel, including the center links.
They're nice and heavy.
They are. They're nice and heavy, but they're flexible. I mean, from the factory, they have some give. They're not too stiff. Like, you know, if you get one of the aftermarket Z199s, they're really stiff and hard to do. And you actually have to beat them in to make them work. Anyway, whoops. So that's what it looks like on a Z199.
I like that.
Yeah, so do I. I like it because it's not as dressy. It was designed to be more of a, you know, gosh darn it, how many times can I turn the watches the upside down? I mean, it makes it pretty, but like with this, it just makes it look a little less toolish, a little fancy.
Yeah, I prefer that bracelet.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, I guess I like the orange one more. But that's because you called it creamsicle.
It is the creamsicle. I call it the creamsicle. I don't know if anybody else is going to, but you know, it doesn't matter. But that sure is what it looked like. Oh, I meant to tell you. I found in the freezer one last root beer.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a creamsicle.
No, root beer one, but it had, like you said, it had fallen on the bottom, and because of when I was cleaning that thing out, and it had melted and then refrozen. Oh my God, it was amazing. You said that those were really good.
I know.
Let's see. Oh, one more note. So I wore this orange one for a couple solid weeks. I'm not careless with my watches, and you can see we got, you know, a few swirlies on that case face there. Nothing major, but obviously these don't have, I don't believe these have Seiko's Dia Shield. So all told though, let's wrap it up. Let's bring it home. All told, I think they're a great addition to what Seiko's done. The elements that I'm not happy about, you know, or not as happy about, non-screw down crown, all that stuff, is really outweighed in my mind for the beautiful, beautiful way that they resurrected their own technology from the past to give these things a GMT hand. I think they're keepers. I think they're cool. If ever we come up with a solution for locking crown or screw down crown, I think that's the only thing that's needed. Oh, other things I checked, like you can't swap rotating rings.
Really?
SKX rotating rings won't go on. Even SRP, the 22 millimeter ones on the later ones, they won't go on. These appear to be, I don't know if they fit in any other models, but I can't get anything other than these rings to fit on these cases. But for the price, man, these things are great. They're great. They're great. And obviously, I mean, I pressure tested this thing up to, 80 PSI, and it was perfectly fine. Water never got in. So I think for most everybody, these are going to be fine watches, getting them, taking a shower or, getting hit with a sprinkler or some crap like that, you're probably going to be just fine. I wouldn't go swimming with them because I'm paranoid about that, but we know they work. Anyway, that's it. It has been fun, and that's about it. Okay, folks, thank you so much for watching this series on these two very cool new releases from Seiko, the GMT SSK003 and SSK005. Okay, thank you folks very much. That's it.